Hymn 114. Ryudra. 1. To the strong Ryudra bring we these our songs of praise, to him the Lord of heroes with the braided hair. That it be well with all our cattle and our men, that in this village all he healthy and well fed. 2. Be gracious unto us, O Ryudra, bring us joy, thee, Lord of heroes, thee with relevance will we serve. Whatever health and strength our father Manu won by sacrifice may we, under thy guidance, gain. 3. By worship of the gods may we, O bounteous one, O Ryudra, gain thy grace, ruler of valiant men. Come to our families, bringing them bliss, may we, whose heroes are uninjured, bring thee sacred gifts. 4. Hither we call for aid the wise, the wanderer, impetuous Ryudra, perfecter of sacrifice. May he repel from us the anger of the gods, verily we desire his favorable grace. 5. Him with the braided hair we call with relevance down, the wild boar of the sky, the red, the dazzling shape. May he, his hand filled full of sovereign medicines, grant us protection, shelter, and a home secure. 6. To him the Marat's father is this hymn, addressed, to strengthen Ryudra's might, a song more sweet than sweet. Grant us, immortal one, the food which mortals eat, be gracious unto me, my seed, my progeny. 7. O Ryudra, harm not either great or small of us, harm not the growing boy, harm not the full-grown man. Slay not a sire among us, slay no mother here, into our own dear bodies. Ryudra, do not harm. 8. Harm us not, Ryudra, in our seed and progeny, harm us not in the living, nor in cows or steeds. Slay not our heroes in the fury of thy wrath. Bringing oblations evermore we call to thee. 9. Even as a herdsman I have brought thee hymns of praise, O Father of the Maruts, give us happiness. Blessed is thy most favoring benevolence, so, verily, do we desire thy saving help. 10. Far be thy dart that killeth man or cattle, thy bliss be with us, O thou Lord of heroes. Be gracious unto us, O God, and bless us, and then vouchsafe us doubly strong protection. 11. We, seeking help, have spoken and adored him, may Ryudra, girt by Maruts, hear our calling. This prayer of ours may Varuna grant, and Mitra, and Aditi and Sindhu, earth and heaven. Hymn 115. Surya. 1. The brilliant presence of the gods hath risen, the eye of Mitra, Varuna, and Agni. The soul of all that moveth not or moveth, the sun hath filled the air and earth and heaven. 2. Like as a young man followeth a maiden, so doth the sun the dawn. Refulgent goddess, where pious men extend their generations, before the auspicious one for happy fortune. 3. Auspicious are the sun's bay-colored horses, bright, changing hues, meet for our shouts of triumph. Bearing our prayers, thy sky's ridge have they mounted, and in a moment speed round earth and heaven. 4. This is the Godhead, this might of Surya, he hath withdrawn what spread or work unfinished. When he hath loosed his horses from their station, straight over all night spreadeth out her garment. 5. In the sky's lap the sun is formosumeth that Varuna and Mitra may behold it. His base deeds well maintain his power eternal, at one time bright and darksome at another. 6. This day, O gods, while Sia is ascending, deliver us from trouble and dishonor. This prayer of ours may Varuna grant, and Mitra, and Aditi and Sindhu, earth and heaven. Hymn 116. Asvins. 1. I trim like grass my song for the Nazatyas and send their lauds forth as the wind dries rain clouds. Who, in a chariot rapid as an arrow, brought to the youthful Vimana consort. 2. Borne on by rapid steeds of mighty pinion, or proudly trusting in the gods' incitements. That stallion ass of yours won, on Azadias, that thousand in the race, in Yama's contest. 3. Yea, Athvins, as a dead man leaves his riches, Chugra left Buju in the cloud of waters. Ye brought him back in animated vessels, traversing air, unwetted by the billows. 4. Buju ye bore with winged things, Nazadias, which for 3 nights, 3 days full swiftly traveled to the sea's farther shore, the strand of ocean, in 3 cars, 100-footed, with 6 horses. 5. Ye wrought that hero exploit in the ocean which giveth no support, or hold or station. What time ye carried Buju to his dwelling, borne in a ship with 100 oars, O Athvins. 6. The white horse which of old ye gave Agasva, Athvins, a gift to be his wealth forever, Still to be praised is that your glorious present, still to be famed is the bray horse of Pedu. 7. O heroes, ye gave wisdom to Kaxivan who sprang from Panjara's line, who sang your praises. Ye poured forth from the hoof of your strong charger 100 jars of wine as from a strainer. 8. Ye warded off with cold the fire's fierce burning, food very rich in nourishment ye furnished. Atri, cast downward in the cavern, Athvins ye brought, with all his people, forth to comfort. 9. Ye lifted up the well, O ye Nazadias, and set the base on high to open downward. Streams flowed for folk of Gautama who thirsted, like rain to bring 4,000-fold abundance. 10. Ye from the old Saivana, O Nazadias, stripped, as 'twere mail, the skin upon his body. Lengthened his life when all had left him helpless, Dazras, and made him lord of youthful maidens. 11. Worthy of praise and worth the winning, heroes, is that your favoring succor O Nazadias. What time ye, knowing well his case, delivered Vandanatam the pit like hidden treasure. 12. That mighty deed of yours, for gain, O heroes, as thunder heraldeth the rain, I publish. When, by the horse's head, Atharvan's offspring Dadiak made known to you the Soma's sweetness. 13. In the great rite the wise dame called, Nazadias, you, lords of many treasures, to assist her. Ye heard the weakling's wife, as 'twere in order, and gave to her a son Rania Asta. 14. Ye from the wolf's jaws, as ye stood together, set free the quail, O heroes, O Nazadias. Ye, lords of many treasures, gave the poet his perfect vision as he mourned his trouble. 15. When in the time of night, in Kila's battle, a leg was severed like a wild bird's pinion. Straight ye gave Vispli a leg of iron that she might move what time the conflict opened. 16. His father robbed Drasva of his eyesight who for the she-wolf slew 100 wethers. Ye gave him eyes, Nazadias, wonder-workers, physicians, that he saw with sight uninjured. 17. The daughter of the sun your car ascended, first reaching as it were the goal with coursers. All deities within their hearts assented, and ye, Nazadias, are close linked with glory. 18. When to his house ye came, to Divodasa, hasting to Bharadvaja, O ye Athvins. The car that came with you brought splendid riches, a porpoise and a bull were yoked together. 19. Ye, bringing wealth with rule, and life with offspring, life rich in noble heroes, O Nazadias. Accordant came with strength to Janu's children who offered you thrice every day your portion. 20. Ye bore away at night by easy pathways Jehusa compassed round on every quarter. And, with your car that cleaves the toe asunder, Nazadias never decaying, rend the mountains. 21. One morn ye strengthened Vaga for the battle, to gather spoils that might be told in thousands. With Indra joined ye drove away misfortunes, yea foes of Prathusaravas, O ye mighty. 22. From the deep well ye raised on high the water, so that Rakatka's son, Sarah, should drink it. And with your might, To help the weary say you, ye made the barren cow yield milk, Nazatyas. 23. To Visvaka, Nazatyas, son of Krishna, the righteous man who sought your aid and praised you. Ye with your powers restored, like some lost creature, his son Vishnu for his eyes to look on. 24. Atvans, ye raised, like Soma in a ladle Rebha, who for 10 days and 10 nights, fettered, had lain in cruel bonds, immersed and wounded, suffering sore affliction, in the waters. 25. 1. Have declared your wondrous deeds, O Atvans, may this be mine, and many kind heroes. May I, enjoying lengthened life, still seeing, and a old age where the house I live in. Hymn 117. Atvans. 1. Atvans, your ancient priest invites you hither to gladden you with draughts of meath of Soma. Our gift is on the grass, our song apportioned, with food and strength come hither, O Nazatyas. 2. That car of yours, swifter than thought, O Atvans, which drawn by brave steeds cometh to the people. Whereon ye seek the dwelling of the pious, come ye thereon to our abode, O heroes. 3. Ye freed sage Atri, whom the 5 tribes honored, from the strait pit, ye heroes with his people. Baffling the guiles of the malignant Dasu, repelling them, ye mighty in succession. 4. Rebha the sage, ye mighty heroes, Atvans, whom, like a horse, vile men had sunk in water, him, wounded, with your wondrous power ye rescued, your exploits of old time endure forever. 5. Ye brought forth Vandana, ye wonder workers, for triumph, like fair gold that hath been buried. Like one who slumbered in destruction's bosom, or like the sun when dwelling in the darkness. 6. Kaksivan, Padra's son, must laud that exploit of yours, Nazatyas, heroes, ye who wander. When from the hoof of your strong horse ye showered 100 jars of honey for the people. 7. To Krishna's son, to Visvaka who praised you, O heroes, ye restored his son Vishnu. To Goza, living in her father's dwelling, stricken in years, ye gave a husband, Atvans. 8. Rusati, of the mighty people, Atvans, ye gave to Sava of the line of Kanva. This deed of yours, ye strong ones, should be published, that ye gave glory to the son of Nrst. 9. O Atvans, wearing many forms at pleasure, on Pedu ye bestowed a fleet-foot courser. Strong, winner of 1,000 spoils, resistless the serpent slayer, glorious, triumphant. 10. These glorious things are yours, ye bounteous givers, prayer, praise in both worlds are your habitation. O Atvans, when the sons of Para call you, send strength with nourishment to him who knoweth. 11. Hymn. Ed with the reverence of a son, O Asvans, ye swift ones giving booty to the singer. Glorified by Agastya with devotion, established Vispala again, Nazatyas. 12. Ye sons of heaven, ye mighty, whither went ye, sought ye, for his fair. Praise the home of Kavya. When, like a pitcher full of gold, O Atvans, on the 10th day ye lifted up the buried. 13. Ye with the aid of your great powers, O Atvans, restored to youth the ancient Mansayavana. The daughter of the sun with all her glory, O ye Nazatyas, chose your car to bear her. 14. Ye, ever youthful ones, again remembered Ugra, according to your ancient manner. With horses brown of hue that flew with swift wings ye brought back Bhuju from the sea of billows. 15. The son of Tugra had invoked you, Atvans, borne on he went uninjured through the ocean. Ye with your chariots swift as thought, well harnessed, carried him off, O mighty ones, to safety. 16. The quail had invocated you, O Atvans, when from the wolf's devouring jaws ye freed her. With conquering car ye cleft the mountain's ridges, the offspring of Visvik. Ye killed with poison. 17. He whom for furnishing 100 wethers to the she-wolf, his wicked father blinded. To him, Rudratva, gave ye eyes, O Atvans, light to the blind ye sent for perfect vision. 18. To bring the blind man joy thus cried the she-wolf, O Atvans, O ye mighty ones, O heroes. For me Rudratva, like a youthful lover, hath cut piecemeal 100 wethers. 19. Great and wheel-giving is your aid, O Atvans, ye objects of all thought. Made whole the cripple. Purana also for this cause invoked you, and ye, O mighty, came to her with succors. 20. Ye, wonder-workers, filled with milk for say you the milkless cow. Emaciated, barren. And by your powers the child of Purmatra ye brought to Vimata to be his consort. 21. Plowing and sowing barley, O ye Atvans, milking out food for men, ye wonder-workers. Blasting away the desa with your trumpet, ye gave far-spreading light unto the area. 22. Ye brought the horse's head, Atvans, and gave it unto Dadyak the offspring of Atharvan. True, he revealed to you, O wonder-workers, sweet Soma, Tvastar's secret as your girdle. 23. O sages, evermore I crave your favor, be gracious unto all my prayers, O Atvans. Grant me, Nazadyas, riches in abundance, wealth famous and accompanied with children. 24. With liberal bounty to the weaklings consorts ye, heroes, gave a son Ranya Asta and Sava, cut into 3 several pieces, ye brought Ugin to life again, O bounteous Atvans. 25. These your heroic exploits, O ye Atvans, done in the days of old, have men related. May we, addressing prayer to you, ye mighty, speak with brave sons about us to the synod. Hymn 118. Atvans. 1. Flying, with falcons, may your chariot, Atvans, most gracious, bringing friendly help, come hither, dash. Your chariot, swifter than the mind of mortal, fleet as the wind, 3-seated O ye mighty. 2. Come to us with your chariot triple-seated, 3-wheeled, of triple form, that rolleth lightly. Fill full our cows, give meadow to our horses, and make each hero's son grow strong, O Atvans. 3. With your well-rolling car, descending swiftly, hear this the pressed stone's song, ye wonder-workers. How then have ancient sages said, O Atvans, that ye most swiftly come to stay affliction. 4. O Atvans, let your falcons bear you hither, yoked to your chariot, swift with flying pinions, which, ever active, like the air eagles, carry you, O Nazadyas, to the banquet. 5. The youthful daughter of the sun, delighting in you, ascended there your chariot, heroes. Borne on their swift wings let your beauteous horses, your birds of ruddy hue, convey you near us. 6. Ye raised up Vandana, strong wonder-workers. With great might, and with power ye rescued Rebha. From out the sea ye saved the son of Kugra, and gave his youth again unto Sivana. 7. To Atri, cast down to the fire that scorched him, ye gave, O Atvans, strengthening Tban in favor. Accepting his fair praises with approval, ye gave his eyes again to blinded Kanva. 8. For ancient Sati in his sore affliction ye caused his cow to swell with milk, O Atvans. The quail from her great misery ye delivered, and a new leg for Vispila provided. 9. A white horse, Atvans, ye bestowed on Pedu, a serpent-slaying steed sent down by Indra. Loud neighing, conquering the foe, high-mettled, firm-limbed and vigorous, winning 1,000 treasures. 10. such as ye are, O nobly horn, O heroes, we in our trouble call on you for succor. Accepting these our songs, for our well-being come to us on your chariot treasure laden. 11. Come unto us combined in love, Nazatyas come with the fresh swift vigor of the falcon. Bearing oblations I invoke you, Athens, at the first break of everlasting morning. Hymn 119. Athens. 1. Hither, that I may live, I call unto the feast your wondrous car, thought swift, borne on by rapid steeds. With thousand banners, 100 treasures, pouring gifts, promptly obedient, bestowing ample room. 2. Even as it moveth near my hymn, is lifted up, and all the regions come together to sing praise. I sweeten the oblations, now the helpers come. Urge me hath, O Athens, mounted on your car. 3. When striving man with man for glory they have met, brisk, merciless, eager for victory in fight. Then verily your car is seen upon the slope when ye, O Athens, bring some choice boon to the prince. 4. Ye came to Buja while he struggled in the flood, with flying birds, self-yoked. Ye bore him to his sires. Ye went to the far distant home, O mighty ones, and famed as your great aid to Divadisa given. 5. Athens, the car which you had yoked for glorious show your own two voices urged directed to its goal. Then she who came for friendship, made of noble birth, elected you as husbands, you to be her lords. 6. Rebhu ye saved from tyranny, for Atreus' sake ye quenched with cold the fiery pit that compassed him. Ye made the cow of Sayu stream refreshing milk, and Vandana was open to extended life. 7. Doers of marvels, skillful workers, ye restored Vandana, like a car, worn out with length of days. From earth ye brought the sage to life in wondrous mode, be your great deeds done here for him who honors you. 8. Ye went to him who mourned in a far distant place, him who was left forlorn by treachery of his sire. Rich with the light of heaven was then the help ye gave, and marvelous your succor when ye stood by him. 9. To you in praise of sweetness sang the honey bee, Alzija calleth you in Soma's rapturous joy. Ye drew unto yourselves the spirit of Dadiak, and then the horse's head uttered his words to you. 10. A horse did ye provide for Pedu, excellent, white, O ye Athens, conqueror of combatants. Invincible in war by arrows, seeking heaven worthy of fame, like Indra. Vanquisher of men. Hymn 120. Athens. 1. Athens, what praise may win your grace? Who may be pleasing to you both? How shall the ignorant worship you? 2. Here let the ignorant ask the means of you who know, for none beside you knoweth aught not of a spiritless mortal man. 3. Such as ye are, all wise, we call you. Ye wise, declare to us this day accepted prayer. Loving you well your servant lauds you. 4. Simply, ye mighty ones, I ask the gods of that wondrous oblation hallowed by the mystic word. Save us from what is stronger, fiercer than ourselves. 5. Forth go the hymn. That shone in Goza, Bhrigus like, the song wherewith the son of Padra worships you. Like some wise minister. 6. Hear ye the song of him who hastens speedily. O Athens, I am he who sang your praise. Hither, ye lords of splendor, hither turn your eyes. 7. For ye were ever nigh to deal forth ample wealth, to give the wealth that ye had gathered up. As such, ye Vassus, guard us well, and keep us safely from the wicked wolf. 8. Give us not up to any man who hateth us, nor let our milch cows stray. Whose udders give us food. Far from our homes without their calves. 9. May they who love you gain you for their friends. Prepare ye us for opulence with strengthening food. Prepare us for the food that floweth from our cows. 10. 1. Have obtained the horseless car of Asvins rich in sacrifice, and I am well content therewith. 11. May it convey me evermore, may the light chariot pass from men to men unto the Soma draught. 12. It holdeth slumber and contempt, and the rich who enjoyeth not. Both vanish quickly and are lost. Hymn 121. Indra. 1. When will men's guardians hasting hear with favor the song of Indra's pious children? When to the people of the home he cometh he strideth to the sacrifice, the holy. 2. He stabilized heaven, he poured forth, skillful worker, the wealth of kine. 4. Strength, that nurtures heroes. The mighty one his self-born host regarded, the horse's mate, the mother of the heifer. 3. Lord of red dawns, he came victorious, daily to the Indra race's former invocation. His bolt and team hath he prepared, and stabilized the heaven for quadrupeds and men two-footed. 4. In joy of this thou didst restore, for worship, the lowing company of hidden cattle. When the three-pointed one descends with onslaught he opens wide the doors that cause man trouble. 5. Thine is that milk which thy swift-moving parents brought down, a strengthening genial gift for conquest. When the pure treasure unto thee they offered, the milk shed from the cow whose streameth nectar. 6. There is he born. May the swift give us rapture, and like the sun shine forth from yonder dawning. In dew, even us who drank, whose toils are offerings, poured from the spoon. With praise, upon the altar. 7. When the wood pile, made of good logs, is ready, at the sun's worship to bind fast the bullock. Then when thou shinest forth through days of action for the car-born, the swift, tile cattle seeker. 8. 8 steeds thou broughtest down from mighty heaven, when fighting for the well that giveth splendor. That men might press with stones the gladdening yellow, strengthened with milk, fermenting, to exalt thee. 9. Thou hurledst forth from heaven the iron missile, brought by the skillful. From the sling of leather. When thou, O much invoked, assisting Kutsa with endless deadly darts didst compass Susna. 10. Bolt-armed, ere darkness overtook the sunlight, thou castest at the veiling cloud thy weapon. Thou rentest, out of heaven, though firmly knotted, the might of Susna that was thrown around him. 11. The mighty heaven and earth, those bright expanses that have no wheels, joyed, Indra, at thine exploit. Vritra, the boar who lay amid the waters, to sleep thou sentest with thy mighty thunder. 12. Mount Indra, lover of the men thou guardest, the well-yoked horses of the wind, best bearers. The bolt which Kavyayusana erst gave thee, strong, gladdening, Vritra's laying, hath he fashioned. 13. The strong bay horses of the sun thou stayest, this at Asa drew not the wheel, O Indra. Casting them forth beyond the 90 rivers thou dravest down into the pit the godless. 14. Indra, preserve thou us from this affliction thunder-armed, save us from the misery near us. Vouchsafe us affluence and chariots, founded on horses, for our food and fame and gladness. 15. Never may this thy loving kindness fail us, mighty in strength, may plenteous food surround us. Magavan, make us share the foeman's cattle, may we be thy most liberal feast companions. Hymn 122. Visvadvis. 1. Say, bringing sacrifice to bounteous Ryudra, this juice for drink to you whose wrath is fleeting. With Dyastyazura's heroes I have lauded the Marathas with prayer to earth and heaven. 2. Strong to exalt the early invocation are night and dawn who show with varied aspect. The barren clothes her in wide-woven raiment, and fair morn shines with Surya's golden splendor. 3. Cheer us the roamer round, who strikes at morning, the wind delight us. Pourer forth of waters. Sharpen our wits, O Parvata and Indra. May all the gods vouchsafe to us this favor. 4. And all Zija shall call for me the famous pair who enjoy and drink, who come to brighten. Set ye the offspring of the floods before you, both mothers of the living one who beameth. 5. For you shall all Zija call him who thunders, as, to win Arjuna's assent, cried Goza. I will invoke, that Pusan may be bounteous to you, the rich munificence of Agni. 6. Hear, Mitra Varuna, these mine invocations, hear them from all men in the hall of worship. Giver of famous gifts, kind hearer, Sindhu who gives fair fields, listen with all his waters one. 7. Praised, Mitra, Varuna, is your gift, 100 cows to the Prakshayamas and the Pajara. Presented by Car famous Prayarotha, supplying nourishment, they came directly. 8. Praised is the gift of him the very wealthy, may we enjoy it, men with hero children. His who hath many gifts to give the Pajaras, a chief who makes me rich in cars and horses. 9. The folk, O Mitra Varuna, who hate you, who sinfully hating pour you no libations. Lay in their hearts, themselves, a wasting sickness, whereas the righteous gaineth all by worship. 10. That man, most puissant, wondrously urged onward, famed among heroes, liberal in giving. Moveth a warrior, evermore undaunted in all encounters even with the mighty. 11. Come to the man's, the sacrificer's calling, hear, kings of immortality. Joy givers. While ye who speed through clouds decree your bounty largely, for fame, to him the chariot rider. 12. Vigor will we bestow on that adorer whose tenfold draught we come to taste, so spake they. May all in whom rest splendor and great riches obtain refreshment in these sacrifices. 13. We will rejoice to drink the tenfold present when the twice 5 come bearing sacred viands. What can he do whose steeds and reins are choicest? These, the all-potent. Urge brave men to conquest. 14. The sea and all the deities shall give us him with the golden car and neck bejeweled. Dawns, hasting to the praises of the pious, be pleased with us. Both offerers and singers. 15. 4 youthful sons of Mazar Sara vex me, 3, of the king, the conquering Ayavasa. Now like the sun, O Varuna and Mitra, your car hath shone, long-shaped and reigned with splendor. Hymn 123. Dawn. 1. The Daksina's broad chariot hath been harnessed, this car the gods immortal have ascended. Fain to bring light to homes of men the noble and active goddess hath emerged from darkness. 2. She before all the living world hath wakened, the lofty one who wins and gathers treasure. Revived and ever young on high she glances. Dawn hath come first unto our morning worship. 3. If, Dawn, thou goddess nobly born, thou dealest fortune this day to all the race of mortals. May Savitar the god, friend of the homestead, declare before the sun that we are sinless. 4. Showing her wonted form each day that passeth, spreading the light she visiteth each dwelling. Eager for conquest, with bright sheen she cometh. Her portion is the best of goodly treasures. 5. Sister of Varuna, sister of Bhaga, first among all sing forth, O joyous morning. Weak be the strength of him who worketh evil, may we subdue him with our car the girded. 6. Let our glad hymns and holy thoughts rise upward, for the flames brightly burning have ascended. The far refulgent mornings make apparent the lovely treasures which the darkness covered. 7. The one departeth and the other cometh, unlike in hue days, halves march on successive. One hides the gloom of the surrounding parents. Dawn on her shining chariot is resplendent. 8. The same in form today, the same tomorrow, they still keep Varuna's eternal statute. Blameless, in turn they traverse 30 regions, and dart across the spirit in a moment. 9. She who hath knowledge of the first day's nature is born refulgent white from out the darkness. The maiden breaketh not the law of order, day by day coming to the place appointed. 10. In pride of beauty like a maid thou goest, O goddess, to the guide who longs to win thee. And smiling youthful, as thou shinest brightly, before him thou discoverest thy bosom. 11. Fair as a bride embellished by her mother thou showest forth thy form that all may see it. Blessed art thou, O dawn! Shine yet more widely. No other dawns have reached what thou attainest. 12. Rich in kine, horses, and all goodly treasures, in constant operation with the sunbeams. The dawns depart and come again assuming their wonted forms that promise happy fortune. 13. Obedient to the reign of law eternal give us each thought that more and more shall bless us. Shine thou on us today, dawn, swift to listen. With us be riches and with chiefs who worship. Hymn 124. Dawn. 1. The dawn refulgent when the fire is kindled, and the sun rising, far diffuse their brightness. Savitar, God, hath sent us forth to labor, each quadruped, each biped, to be active. 2. Not interrupting heavenly ordinances, although she minisheth human generations. The last of endless morns that have departed, the first of those that come. Dawn brightly shineth. 3. There in the eastern region she, heaven's daughter, arrayed in garments all of light, appeareth. Truly she one knoweth the path of order, nor faileth, knowing well, the heavenly quarters. 4. Near is she seen, as 'twere the bright one's bosom, she shouteth sweet things like a new song singer. She cometh like a fly awaking sleepers, of all returning dames most true and constant. 5. There in the east half of the watery region the mother of the cows hath shown her ensign. Wider and wider still she spreadeth onward, and filleth full the laps of both heir parents. 6. She, verily, exceeding vast to look on debarreth from her light nor keen nor stranger. Proud of her spotless form she, brightly shining, turneth not from the high, nor from the humble. 7. She seeketh men, as she who hath no brother, mounting her car, as 'twere to gather riches. Dawn, like a loving matron for her husband, smiling and well attired, unmasks her beauty. 8. The sister quitteth, for the elder sister, her place, and having looked on her departeth. She decks her beauty, shining forth with sunbeams, like women trooping to the festal meeting. 9. To all these sisters who ere now have vanished a later one each day in course succeedeth. So, like the past, with days of happy fortune, may the new dawn shine forth on us with riches. 10. Rouse up, O wealthy one, the liberal givers, let niggard traffickers sleep on unawakened. Shine richly, wealthy one, on those who worship, richly, glad. Dawn while wasting, on the singer. 11. This young maid from the east hath shone upon us, she harnesseth her team of bright red oxen. She will beam forth, the light will hasten hither, and Agni will be present in each dwelling. 12. As the birds fly forth from their resting places, so men with store of food rise at thy dawning. Yea, to the liberal mortal who remaineth at home, O goddess dawn, much good thou bringest. 13. Praised through my prayer be ye who should be lauded. Ye have increased our wealth, ye dawns who love us. Goddesses, may we win by your good favor wealth to be told by hundreds and by thousands. Hymn 125. Svanaya. 1. Coming at early morn he gives his treasure, the prudent one receives and entertains him. Thereby increasing still his life and offspring, he comes with brave sons to abundant riches. 2. Rich shall he be in gold and kine and horses. Indra bestows on him great vital power. Who stays thee, as thou comest, with his treasure, like game caught in the net, O early comer. 3. Longing, I came this morning to the pious, the son of sacrifice, with car wealth laden. Give him to drink juice of the stalk that gladdens, prosper with pleasant hymns the Lord of heroes. 4. Health-bringing streams, as milch cows, flow to profit him who hath worshipped, him who now will worship. To him who freely gives and fills on all sides full streams of fatness flow and make him famous. 5. On the high ridge of heaven he stands exalted, yea, to the gods he goes. The liberal giver. The streams, the waters flow for him with fatness, to him the scourge never yields abundance. 6. For those who give rich beads are all these splendors, for those who give rich beads suns shine in heaven. The givers of rich beads are made immortal, the givers of rich fees prolong their lifetime. 7. Let not the liberal sink to sin and sorrow, never decay the pious chiefs who worship. Let every man besides be their protection, and let affliction fall upon the niggard. Hymn 126. Bhavya. 1. With wisdom I present these lively praises of Bhavya dweller on the bank of Sindhu. For he, unconquered king, desiring glory, hath furnished me 1,000 sacrifices. 2. 100 necklace from the king, beseeching, 100 gift steeds I at once accepted. Of the Lord's cows 1,000, I Kaxivan. His deathless glory hath he spread to heaven. 3. Horses of dusky color stood beside me, 10 chariots, Svanaya's gift, with mares to draw them. Kine numbering 60,000 followed after. Kaxivan gained them when the days were closing. 4. 40 bay horses of the 10 cars master before 1,000 lead the long procession. Reeling in joy Kaxivan's sons and Padras have grounded the coursers decked with pearly trappings. 5. An earlier gift for you have I accepted 8 cows, good milkers, and tree-harnessed horses. Padras, who with your wains with your great kinsmen, like troops of subjects, have been fain for glory. Hymn 127. Agni. 1. Agni I hold as herald, the munificent, the gracious, son of strength, who knoweth all that live, as holy singer, knowing all. Lord of fair rites, a god with form erected turning to the gods. He, when the flame hath sprung forth from the holy oil, the offered fatness, longeth for it with his glow. 2. We, sacrificing, call on the best worshipper, the eldest of Andj races. Singer, with hymns, the brilliant one. With singers' hymns. The wandering round as were the sky, who art the invoking priest of men. Whom, bull with hair of flame the people must observe, the people that he speed them on. 3. He with his shining glory blazing far and wide, he verily it is who slayeth demon foes, slayeth the demons like an axe. At whose close touch things solid shake, and what is stable yields like trees. Subduing all, he keeps his ground and flinches not, from the skilled archer flinches not. 4. To him, as one who knows, even things solid yield, on raw fire sticks heated hot he gives his gifts to aid. Men offer Agni gifts for aid. He deeply piercing many a thing hews it like wood with fervent glow. Even hard and solid food he crunches with his might, yea, hard and solid food with might. 5. Here near we place the sacrificial food for him who shines forth fairer in the night than in the day, with life then stronger than by day. His life gives sure and firm defense as that one giveth to a son. The during fires enjoy things given and things not given, the during fires enjoy as food. 6. He, roaring very loudly like the Marut's host, in fertile cultivated fields adorable, in desert spots adorable, accepts and eats our offered gifts, ensign of sacrifice by desert. So let all, joying, love his path when he is glad, as men pursue a path for bliss. 7. Even as they who sarag forth hymns, addressed to heaven, the Blurgas with their prayer and praise invited him, the Burgas rubbing, offering gifts. For radiant Agni, Lord of all these treasures, is exceeding strong. May he, the wise, accept the grateful coverings, the wise accept the coverings. 8. Thee we invoke, the Lord of all our settled homes, common to all, the household's guardian, to enjoy, bearer of true hymns, to enjoy. Thee we invoke, the guest of men, by whose mouth, even as a sire's, all these immortals come to gain their food of life, oblations come to gods as food. 9. Thou, Agni, most victorious with thy conquering strength, most mighty one, art born for service of the gods, like wealth for service of the gods. Most mighty is thine ecstasy, most splendid is thy mental power. Therefore men wait upon thee, uncain one, like vassals, uncain one. 10. To him the mighty, conquering with victorious strength, to Agni walking with the dawn, who sendeth kine, be sung your laud, to Agni sung. As he who with oblation comes calls him aloud in every place. Before the brands of fire he shouteth singer-like, the herald, kindler of the brands. 11. Agni, beheld by us in nearest neighborhood, accordant with the gods. Bring us, with gracious love, great riches with thy gracious love. Give us, O mightiest, what is great, to see and to enjoy the earth. As one of awful power, stir up heroic might for those who praise thee. Bounteous Lord. Hymn 128. Agni. 1. By Manu's law was born this Agni, priest most skilled, born for the holy work of those who yearn therefor, yea, born for his own holy work. All ear to him who seeks his love and wealth, to him who strives for fame. Priest ne'er deceived, he sits in Ila's holy place, girt round in Ila's holy place. 2. We call that perfecter of worship by the path or sacrifice, with reverence rich in offerings, with worship rich in offerings. Through presentation of our food he grows not old, and this is from the God whom Matharazvan brought from far away, from Manu brought from far away. 3. In ordered course forthwith he traverses the earth, swift swallowing, bellowing stir, bearing the genial seed, bearing the seed and bellowing. Observant with 100 eyes the god is conqueror in the wood. Agni, who hath his seat in broad plains here below, and in the highlands far away. 4. That Agni, wise high priest, in every house takes thought for sacrifice and holy service, yea, takes thought, with mental power, for sacrifice. Disposer, he with mental power shows all things unto him who strives. Whence he was born a guest enriched with holy oil, born as ordainer and as priest. 5. When through his power and at his strong prevailing flames the Marat's gladdening boons mingle with the Agni's roar, boons gladdening for the active. 1. Then he accelerates the gift, and by the greatness of his wealth shall rescue us from overwhelming misery, from curse and overwhelming woe. 6. Vast, universal, good he was made messenger, the speeder with his right hand hath not loosed his hold, through love of fame not loosed his hold. He bears oblations to the gods for whosoever supplicates. Agni bestows a blessing on each pious man, and opens wide the doors for him. 7. That Agni hath been set most kind in camp of men, in sacrifice like a lord victorious, like a dear lord in sacred rites. His are the oblations of mankind when offered up at Ila's place. He shall preserve us from Varuna's chastisement, yea, from the great god's chastisement. 8. Agni the priest they supplicate to grant them wealth, him, dear, most thoughtful, have they made their messenger, him, offering bearer have they made. Beloved of all, who knoweth all, the priest, the holy one, the sage him, friend, for help, the gods when they are fain for wealth, him, friend. With hymns, when fain for wealth. Hymn 129. Indra. 1. The car which Indra, thou, for service of the gods though it be far away. O swift one, bringest near, which, blameless one, thou bringest near. Place swiftly nigh us for our help, be it thy will that it be strong. Blameless and active, hear this speech of orderers, this speech of us like orderers. 2. Hear, Indra, thou whom men in every fight must call to show thy strength. For cry of battle with the men of war for victory. He who with heroes wins the light, who with the singers gains the prize. Him the rich seek to gain even as a swift strong steed, even as a courser fleet and strong. 3. Thou, mighty, pourest forth the hide that holds the rain, thou keepest far away, hero, the wicked man, thou shuttest out the wicked man. Indra, to thee I sing, to thy ass, to Rudra glorious in himself. To Mitra, Varuna I sing a far-famed hymn. To the kind God a far-famed hymn. 4. We wish our Indra here that he may further you, the friend, beloved of all, the very strong ally, in wars the very strong ally. In all encounters strengthen thou our prayer to be a help to us. No enemy whom thou smitest down subdueth thee, no enemy, whom thou smitest down. 5. Bow down the overweening pride of every foe with succor like to kindling wood in fiercest flame, with mighty succor, mighty one. Guide us, thou hero, as of old, so art thou counted blameless still. Thou drivest, as a priest, all sins of man away, as priest, in person, seeking us. 6. This may I utter to the present Soma drop, which, meet to be invoked. With power, awakes the prayer, awakes the demon-slaying prayer. May he himself with darts of death drive far from us the scorner's hate. Far let him flee away who speaketh wickedness and vanish like a mote of dust. 7. By thoughtful invocation this may we obtain great wealth, O wealthy one, with hero sons, wealth that is sweet with hero sons. Him who is wroth we pacify with sacred food and eulogies. Indra the holy with our calls inspired and true, the Holy One with calls inspired. 8. On, for your good and ours, come Indra with the aid of his own lordliness to drive the wicked hence, to rend the evil-hearted ones. The weapon which devouring fiends cast at us shall destroy themselves. Struck down, it shall not reach the mark, hurled forth, the firebrand shall not strike. 9. With riches in abundance, Indra, come to us, come by an unobstructed path, come by a path from demons free. Be with us when we stray afar, be with us when our home is nigh. Protect us with thy help both near and far away, protect us ever with thy help. 10. Thou art our own, O Indra, with victorious wealth, let might accompany thee, the strong, to give us aid, like Mitra, to give mighty aid. O strongest Savior, helper thou, immortal, of each warrior's car. Hurt thou another and not us, O thunder-armed, one who would hurt, O thunder-armed. 11. Save us from injury, thou who art well extolled, ever the warder off art thou of wicked ones, even as a god, of wicked ones. Thou slayer of the evil fiend, savior of sinners such as I good Lord, the Father made thee slayer of the fiends, made thee, good Lord, to slay the fiends. Hymn 130. Indra. 1. Come to us, Indra, from afar, conducting us even as a lord of heroes to the gatherings, home, like a king, his heroes' lord. We come with gifts of pleasant food, with juice poured forth, invoking thee. As sons invite a sire, that thou mayst get thee strength thee, bounty alcest. To get thee strength. 2. O Indra, drink the soma juice pressed out with stones. Poured from the reservoir, as an ox drinks the spring, a very thirsty bull the spring. For the sweet draught that gladdens thee, for mightiest freshening of thy strength. Let thy bay horses bring thee hither as the sun, as every day they bring the Son. 3. He found the treasure brought from heaven that lay concealed, close hidden. Like the nestling of a bird, in rock, enclosed in never-ending rock. Best Andras, bolt-armed, he strove to win, as 'twere, the stole of kine. So Indra hath disclosed the food concealed, disclosed the doors, the food that lay concealed. 4. Grasping his thunderbolt with both hands, Indra made its edge most keen. For hurling, like a carving knife for his slaughter made it keen. Endued with majesty and strength, O Indra, and with lordly might. Thou crashest down the trees, as when a craftsman fells, crashest them down as with an axe. 5. Thou, Indra, without effort hast let loose the floods to run their free course down. Like chariots, to the sea, like chariots showing forth their strength. They, reaching hence away, have joined their strength for one eternal end. Even as the cows who poured forth everything for man, yea, poured forth all thing for mankind. 6. Eager for riches, men have formed for thee this song, like as a skillful craftsman fashioneth a car, so have they wrought thee to their bliss. Adorning thee, O singer, like a generous steed for deeds of might. Yea, like a steed to show his strength and win the prize, that he may bear each prize away. 7. For Puru thou hast shattered, Indra 90 forts, for Divodasa thy boon servant with thy bolt, O dancer, for thy worshipper. For Adithagvahi, the strong, brought Sambhara from the mountain down, distributing the mighty treasures with his strength, parting all treasures with his strength. 8. Indra in battles help his Aryan worshipper, he who hath 100 helps at hand in every fray, in frays that win the light of heaven. Plaguing the lawless he gave up to Manu's seed the dusky skin. Blazing, 'twere, he burns each covetous man away, he burns the tyrannous away. 9. Waxed strong in might at dawn he tore the sun's wheel off. Bright red, he steals away their speech, the Lord of power, their speech he steals away from them. As thou with eager speed, O sage, hast come from far away to us winning for thine own all happiness of men, winning all happiness each day. 10. Lauded with our new hymns, O vigorous indeed, save us with strengthening help, thou shatterer of the forts. Thou, Indra, praised by Divodasa's clansmen, as heaven grows great with days, shalt wax in glory. Hymn 131. Indra. 1. To Indra Dyas the Azura hath bowed him down, to Indra mighty earth with wide extending tracks, to win the light, with widespread tracks. All gods of one accord have set Indra in front preeminent. For Indra all libations must be set apart, all man's libations set apart. 2. In all libations men with hero spirit urge the universal one, each seeking several light, each fain to win the light apart. Thee, furthering like a ship, will we set to the chariot pole of strength. As men who win with sacrifices Indra's thought, men who win Indra with their lauds. 3. Couples desirous of thine aid are storming thee, pouring their presents forth to win a stall of kine, pouring gifts, Indra, seeking thee. When two men seeking spoil o'er heaven thou bringest face to face in war. Thou shallest, Indra, then the bolt thy constant friend, the bull that ever waits on thee. 4. This thine heroic power men of old time have known, wherewith thou breakest down, Indra, autumnal forts, breakest them down with conquering might. Thou hast chastised, O Indra, Lord of strength, the man who worships not. And made thine own this great earth and these water floods, with joyous heart these water floods. 5. And they have brooded far this hero might when thou, O strong one, in thy joy helpest thy suppliants, who sought to win thee for their friend. Their battle cry thou maddest sound victorious in the shocks of war. One stream after another have they gained from thee, eager for glory have they gained. 6. Also this morn may he be well inclined to us, mark at our call our offerings and our song of praise, our call that we may win the light. As thou, O Indra thunder-armed, wilt, as the strong one, slay the foe. Listen thou to the prayer of me a later sage, hear thou a later sage's prayer. 7. O Indra, waxen strong and well inclined to us, thou very mighty, slay the man that is our foe, slay the man, hero, with thy bolt. Slay thou the man who injures us, hear thou, as readiest, to hear. Far be malignity, like mischief on the march, afar be all malignity. Hymn 132. Indra. 1. Helped, Indra Magavan, by thee in war of old, may we subdue and fight the men who strive with us, conquer the men who war with us. This day that now is close at hand bless him who pours the soma juice. In this our sacrifice may we divide the spoil, showing our strength, the spoil of war. 2. In war which wins the light, at the free giver's call, at due oblation of the early rising one, oblation of the active one. Indra slew, even as we know whom each bowed head must reverence. May all thy bounteous gifts be gathered up for us, yea, the good gifts of thee the good. 3. This food glows for thee as of old at sacrifice, wherein they made thee chooser of the place, for thou choosest the place of sacrifice. Speak thou and make it known to us they see within with beams of light. Indra, indeed, is found a seeker after spoil, spoil seeker for his own allies. 4. So now must thy great deed be lauded as of old, when for the Andraces thou openedst the stall, openedst, giving aid, the stall. In the same manner for us here fight thou and be victorious. To him who pours the juice give up the lawless man, the lawless who is wroth with us. 5. When with wise plan the hero leads the people forth, they conquer in the ordered battle, seeking fame, press, eager, onward seeking fame. To him in time of need they sing for life with offspring and with strength. Their hymns with Indra find a welcome place of rest, the Hynans go forward to the gods. 6. Indra and Parvata, our champions in the fight, drive ye away each man who fain would war with us, drive him far from us with the bolt. Welcome to him concealed afar shall he the lair that he hath found. So may the render rend our foes on every side, rend them, O hero, everywhere. Hymn 133. Indra. 1. With sacrifice I purge both earth and heaven, I burn up great she-fiends who serve not Indra. Where throttled by thy hand the foes were slaughtered, and in the pit of death lay pierced and mangled. 2. O thou who castest forth the stones crushing the sorceress' heads, break them with thy wide-spreading foot, with thy wide-spreading mighty foot. 3. Do thou, O Magavan, beat off these sorceresses' daring strength. Cast them within the narrow pit, within the deep and narrow pit. 4. Of whom thou hast ere now destroyed thrice 50 with thy fierce attacks. That deed they count a glorious deed, though small to thee, a glorious deed. 5. O Indra, crush and bray to bits the fearful fiery weaponed fiend. Strike every demon to the ground. 6. Tear down the mighty ones. O Indra, hear thou us. For heaven hath glowed like earth in fear, O under-armed, as dreading fierce heat. Thunder-armed. Most mighty mid the mighty ones thou speedest with strong bolts of death. Not slain men, unconquered hero with the brave, O hero, with the thrice 7 brave. 7. The pourer of libations gains the home of wealth, pouring his gift conciliates hostilities, yea, the hostilities of gods. Pouring, he strives, unchecked and strong, to win him riches thousandfold. Indra gives lasting wealth to him who pours forth gifts, yea, wealth he gives that long shall last. Hymn 134. Vayu. 1. Vayu, let fleet-foot coursers bring thee speedily to this our feast, to drink first of the juice we pour, to the first draught of soma juice. May our glad hymn, discerning well, uplifted, gratify thy mind. Come with thy team-drawn car, O Vayu, to the gift, come to the sacrificer's gift. 2. May the joy-giving drops, O Vayu, gladden thee, effectual, well prepared. Directed to the heavens, strong, blent with milk and seeking heaven. That aids, effectual to fulfill, may wait upon our skillful power. Associate teams come hitherward to grant our prayers. They shall address the hymns we sing. 3. 2 red steeds Vayu yokes, Vayu 2 purple steeds, swift-footed, to the chariot, to the pole to draw, most able, at the pole, to draw. Wake up intelligence, as when a lover wakes his sleeping love. Illumine heaven and earth, make thou the dawns to shine, for glory make the dawns to shine. 4. For thee the radiant dawns in the far distant sky broaden their lovely gannets forth in wondrous beams, bright-colored in their newborn beams. For thee the nectar-yielding cow pours all rich treasures forth as milk. The marred host hast thou engendered from the womb, the Marats from the womb of heaven. 5. For thee the pure bright quickly flowing soma drops, strong in their heightening power, hasten to mix themselves, hasten to the water to be mixed. To thee the wary coward prays for luck that he may speed away. Thou by thy law protectest us from every world, yea, from the world of highest gods. 6. Thou, Vayu, who hast none before thee, first of all hast right to drink these offerings of soma juice, hast right to drink the juice outpoured. Yea, poured by all invoking tribes who free themselves from taint of sin. For thee all cows are milked to yield the soma milk, to yield the butter and the milk. Hymn 135. Vayu, Indra Vayu. 1. Strewn as the sacred grass, come Vayu, to our feast, with team of thousands, come, Lord of the harnessed team, with hundreds, Lord of harnessed steeds. The drops divine are lifted up for thee, the God, to drink them first. The juices rich in sweets have raised thirn for thy joy, have raised themselves to give thee strength. 2. Purified by the stones the soma flows for thee, clothed with its lovely splendors, to the reservoir, flows clad in its refulgent light. For thee the soma is poured forth, thy portioned share mid gods and men. Drive thou thy horses, Vayu, come to us with love, come well inclined and loving us. 3. Come thou with hundreds, come with thousands in thy team to this our solemn rite, to taste the sacred food, Vayu, to taste the offerings. This is thy seasonable share, that comes co-radiant with the sun. Brought by attendant priests pure juice is offered up, Vayu, pure juice is offered up. 4. The chariot with its team of horses bring you both, to guard us and to taste the well-appointed food, Vayu, to taste the offerings. Drink of the pleasant flavored juice, the first draught is assigned to you. O Vayu, with your splendid bounty come ye both, Indra, with bounty come ye both. 5. May our songs bring you hither to our solemn rites, these drops of mighty vigor have they beautified, like a swift veed of mighty strength. Drink of them well inclined to us, come hitherward to be our help. Drink, Indra Vayu, of these juices pressed with stones, strength givers, till they gladden you. 6. These soma juices pressed for you in waters here, borne by attendant priests, are offered to you, bright, Vayu, are they offered up. Swift through the strainer have they flowed, and here are shed for both of you. Soma drops, fain for you, over the weather's fleece, somas over the weather's fleece. 7. O Vayu, pass thou over all the slumberers, and where the pressed stone rings enter ye both that house, yea, Indra, go ye both within. The joyous maiden is beheld, the butter flows. With richly laden team come to our solemn rite, yea, Indra, come ye to the right. 8. Ride hither to the offering of the pleasant juice, the holy fig tree which victorious priests surround, victorious be they still for us. At once the cows yield milk, the barley meal is dressed. For thee, O Vayu, never shall the cows grow thin, never for thee shall they be dry. 9. These bulls of thine, O Vayu with the arm of strength, who swiftly fly within the current of thy stream, the bulls increasing in their might. Horseless, yet even through the waste swift moving, whom no shout can stay. Hard to be checked are they, like sunbeams, in their course. Hard to be checked by both the hands. Hymn 136. Mitra Varuna. 1. Bring adoration ample and most excellent, hymn, offerings, to the watchful twain, the bountiful, your sweetest to the bounteous ones. Sovereigns adored with streams of oil and praised at every sacrifice. Their high imperial might may nowhere be assailed, ne'er may their godhead be assailed. 2. For the broad sun was seen a path more widely laid, the path of holy law hath been maintained with rays, the eye with Bhaga's rays of light. Firm set in heaven is Mitra's home, and Aryaman's and Varuna's. Thence they give forth great vital strength which merits praise, high power of life that men shall praise. 3. With Aditi the luminous, the celestial, upholder of the people, come ye day by day, ye who watch sleepless, day by day. Resplendent might have ye obtained, Adityas, lords of liberal gifts. Movers of men, mild both, are Mitra, Varuna, mover of men is Aryaman. 4. This Soma be most sweet to Mitra, Varuna, he in the drinking feasts, shall have a share thereof, sharing, a god, among the gods. May all the gods of one accord accept it joyfully today. Therefore do ye, O kings, accomplish what we ask, ye righteous ones. Waiter we ask. 5. Whoso, with worship serves Mitra and Varuna, him guard ye carefully. Uninjured, from distress, guard from distress the liberal man. Aryaman guards him well who acts uprightly following his law. Who beautifies their service with his lauds, who makes it beautiful with songs of praise. 6. Worship will I offer to lofty Dhyas, to heaven and earth, to Mitra and to bounteous Varuna, the bounteous, the compassionate. Praise Indra, praise thou Agni, praise Bhaga and heavenly Aryaman. Long may we live and have attendant progeny, have progeny with Soma's help. 7. With the gods' help, with Indra still beside us, may we be held self-splendid with the Maruts. May Agni, Mitra, Varuna give us shelter, this may we gain, we and our wealthy princes. Hymn 137. Mitra Varuna. 1. With stones have we pressed out, O come, these gladdening drops are blent with milk, these Soma drops which gladden you. Come to us, kings who reach to heaven, approach us, coming hitherward. These milky drops are yours, Mitra and Varuna, bright Soma juices blent with milk. 2. Here are the droppings, come ye nigh, the Soma droppings blent with curd. Juices expressed and blent with curd. Now for the wakening of your dawn together with the sun god's rays. Juice waits for Mitra and for Varuna to drink, fair juice for drink, for sacrifice. 3. As 'twere a radiant-colored cow, they milk with stones the stalk for you. With stones they milk the Soma plant. May ye come nigh us, may ye turn hither to drink the Soma juice. The men pressed out this juice, Mitra and Varuna, pressed out this Soma for your drink. Hymn 138. Pusan. 1. Strong Pusan's majesty is lauded evermore, the glory of his lordly might is never faint, his song of praise is never faint. Seeking felicity I laud him nigh to help, the source of bliss. Who, vigorous one, hath drawn to him the hearts of all, drawn them, the vigorous one, the God. 2. Thee, then, O Pusan, like a swift one on his way, I urge with lauds that thou mayst make the foeman flee, drive, camel-like, our foes afar. As I, a man, call thee, a god, giver of bliss, to be my friend. So make our loudly chanted praises glorious, in battles make them glorious. 3. Thou, Pusan, in whose friendship they who sing forth praise enjoy advantage, even in wisdom, through thy grace, in wisdom even they are advanced. So, after this most recent course, we come to thee with prayers for wealth. Not stirred to anger, O wide ruler, come to us, come thou to us in every fight. 4. Not stirred to anger, come, free giver, nigh to us, to take this gift of ours. Thou who hast goats for steeds, goat-born, their gift who long for fame. So, wonder-worker, may we turn thee hither with effectual lauds. I slight thee not, O Pusan, thou resplendent one, thy friendship may not be despised. Hymn 139. Visvedavis. 1. Heard be our prayer. In thought I honor Agni first, now straightway we elect this heavenly company, Indra and Vayu we elect. For when our latest thought is raised and on Vivasvan centered well, then may our holy songs go forward on their way, our songs as 'twere unto the gods. 2. As there ye, Mitra, Varuna, above the true have taken to yourselves the untrue with your mind, with wisdom's mental energy. So in the seats wherein ye dwell have we beheld the Golden One. Not with our thoughts or spirit, but with these our eyes, yea, with the eyes that Soma gives. 3. Athvins, the pious call you with their hymns of praise, sounding their loud song forth to you, these living men, to their oblations, living men. All glories and all nourishment, lords of all wealth, depend on you. The fellies of your golden chariot scatter drops, mighty ones, of your golden car. 4. Well is it known, O mighty ones, ye open heaven, for you the chariot steeds are yoked for morning rites, unswerving steeds for morning rites. We set you on the chariot scat, ye mighty, on the golden car. Ye seek Madeiras by a path that leads aright, as by a path that leads direct. 5. O rich in strength, through your great power vouchsafe us blessings day and night. The offerings which we bring to you shall never fail, gifts brought by us shall never fail. 6. These Soma drops, strong Indra, drink for heroes, poured, pressed out by pressing stones, are welling forth for thee the drops are welling forth. They shall make glad thy heart to give wealth great and wonderful. Thou who acceptest praise come glorified by hymns, come thou to us benevolent. 7. Quickly, O Agni, hear us, magnified by us thou shalt spec for us to the gods adorable yea, to the kings adorable. When, O ye deities, ye gave that milch cow to the Andj races, they milked her, Ariaman, joined with them, did the work, he knoweth her as well as one. 8. Ne'er may these manly deeds of yours for us grow old, never may your bright glories fall into decay, never before our time decay. What deed of yours, new every age, wondrous, surpassing man, rings forth? Whatever, Maruts, may be difficult to gain, grant us, waiters hard to gain. 9. Dadiak of old, Anagras, I aimed at these, and Kanva, Atri, man who knew my birth, yea, Bose of ancient days and man who knew. Their long line stretcheth to the gods, our birth connections are with them. To these, for their high station, 1. Bow down with song, to Indra, Agni, bow with song. 10. Let the invoker bless, let offerers bring choice gifts, Brahaspati the friend doth sacrifice with steers that have many an excellence. Now with our ears we catch the sound of the press stone that rings afar. The very strong hath gained the waters by himself, the strong gain many a resting place. 11. O ye 11 gods whose home is heaven, O ye 11 who make earth your dwelling. Ye who with might, 11, live in waters, accept this sacrifice, O gods. With pleasure. Hymn 140. Agni. 1. To splendid Agni seated by the altar, loving well his home, I bring the food as 'twere his place of birth. I clothe the bright one with my hymn, as with a robe, him with the car of light, bright-hued, dispelling gloom. 2. Child of a double birth he grasps at triple food, in the year's course what he hath swallowed grows anew. He, by another's mouth and tongue a noble bull, with other, as an elephant, consumes the trees. 3. The pair who dwell together, moving in the dark bestir themselves, both parents hasten to the babe. Impetuous-tongued, destroying, springing swiftly forth, one to be watched and cherished, strengthener of his sire. 4. For man, thou friend of men, these steeds of thine are yoked, impatient, lightly running, plowing blackened lines. Discordant-minded, fleet, gliding with easy speed, urged onward by the wind and rapid in their course. 5. Dispelling on their way the horror of black gloom, making a glorious show these flames of his fly forth. When o'er the spacious tract he spreads himself abroad, and rushes panting on with thunder and with roar. 6. Amid brown plants he stoops as if adorning them, and rushes bellowing like a bull upon his wives. Proving his might, he decks the glory of his form, and shakes his horns like one terrific, barred to stay. 7. Now covered, now displayed he grasps as one who knows his resting place and those who know him well. A second time they wax and gather godlike power, and blending both together change their parents' form. 8. The maidens with long tresses hold him in embrace, dead, they rise up again to meet the living one. Releasing them from age with a loud roar he comes, filling them with new spirit, living, unsubdued. 9. Licking the mandal of the mother, far and wide he wanders over fields with beasts that flee apace. Strengthening all that walk, licking up all around, a blackened path, forsooth, he leaves where'er he goes. 10. O Agni, shine resplendent with our wealthy chiefs, like a loud snorting bull, accustomed to the house. Thou casting off thine infant wrappings blazest forth as though thou hadst put on a coat of mail for war. 11. May this our perfect prayer be dearer unto thee than an imperfect prayer although it please thee well. With the pure brilliancy that radiates from thy form, mayest thou grant to us abundant store of wealth. 12. Grant to our chariot, to our house, O Agni, a boat with moving feet and constant airage. One that may further well our wealthy princes and all the folk, and be our certain refuge. 13. Welcome our laud with thine approval, Agni. May earth and heaven and freely flowing rivers yield us long life and food and corn and cattle, and may the red dawns choose for us their choicest. Hymn 141. Agni. 1. Yea, verily, the fair effulgence of the god for glory was established, since he sprang from strength. When he inclines thereto successful is the hymn, the songs of sacrifice have brought him as they flow. 2. Wonderful, rich in nourishment, he dwells in food, next, in the 7 auspicious mothers is his home. Thirdly, that they might drain the treasures of the bull, the maidens brought forth him for whom the 10 provide. 3. What time from out the deep, from the steer's wondrous form, the chiefs who had the power produced him with their strength. When Matarazvan rubbed forth him to lay concealed, for mixture of the sweet drink, in the days of old. 4. When from the highest Father he is brought to us, amid the plants he rises hungry, wondrously. As both together join to expedite his birth, most youthful he is born resplendent in his light. 5. Then also answered he the mothers, and in them pure and uninjured he increased in magnitude. As to the first he rose, the vigorous from of old, so now he runs among the younger lowest ones. 6. Therefore they choose him herald at the morning rites, pressing to him as unto Bhaga, pouring gifts. When, much praised, by the power and will of gods, he goes at all times to his mortal worshipper to drink. 7. What time the Holy One, wind-urged, hath risen up, serpent-like winding through the dry grass unrestrained. Dust lies upon the way of him who burneth all, black-winged and pure of birth who follows sundry paths. 8. Like a swift chariot made by men who know their art, he with his red limbs lifts himself aloft to heaven. Thy worshippers become by burning black of hue, their strength flies as before a hero's violence. 9. By thee, O Agni, Varuna who guards the law, Mitra, and Aryaman, the bounteous, are made strong. For, as the Femi holds the spokes, thou with thy might pervading hast been born encompassing them round. 10. Agni, to him who toils and pours libations, thou, most youthful, sendest wealth and all the host of gods. Thee, therefore, even as Bhaga, will we set anew, young child of strength, most wealthy, in our battle song. 11. Vouchsafe us riches turned to worthy ends, good luck abiding in the house, and strong capacity. Wealth that directs both worlds as they were guiding reins, and, very wise, the gods assent and sacrifice. 12. May he, the priest resplendent, joyful, hear us, he with the radiant car and rapid horses. May Agni, ever wise, with best directions to bliss and highest happiness conduct us. 13. With hymns of might hath Agni now been lauded, advanced to height of universal kingship. Now may these wealthy chiefs and we together spread forth as spreads the sun above the rain clouds. Hymn 142. Apris. 1. Kindled, bring, Agni, gods today for him who lifts the ladle up. Spin out the ancient thread for him who sheds, with gifts, the soma juice. 2. Thou dealest forth, Tanunipat, sweet sacrifice enriched with oil, brought by a singer such as I who offers gifts and toils for thee. 3. He wondrous, sanctifying, bright, sprinkles the sacrifice with mead. Thrice, Narasimsa from the heavens, a god mid gods adorable. 4. Agni, besought, bring hitherward Indra the friend, the wonderful. For this my hymn of praise, O sweet of tongue, is chanted forth to thee. 5. The ladle holders strew trimmed grass at this well-ordered sacrifice. A home for Indra is adorned, wide, fittest to receive the gods. 6. Thrown open be the doors divine, unfailing, that assist the right. High, purifying, much desired, so that the gods may enter in. 7. May night and morning, hymn-dotted with lauds, united, fair to look upon. Strong mothers of the sacrifice, see them together on the grass. 8. May the two priests divine, the sage, the sweet-voiced lovers of the hymn, complete this sacrifice of ours, effectual, reaching heaven today. 9. Let Hatri pure, set among gods, amid the Marats Bharati, Ila, Sarasvati, Mai, rest on the grass, adorable. 10. May Tvastar send us genial dew abundant, wondrous, rich in gifts. For increase and for growth of wealth, Tvastar our kinsman and our friend. 11. Vanaspati, give forth, thyself, and call the gods to sacrifice. May Agni, God intelligent, speed our oblation to the gods. 12. To Vayu joined with Pusan, with the Maruts, and the host of gods. To Indra who inspires the hymn, cry glory, and present the gift. 13. Come hither to enjoy the gifts prepared with cry of glory. Come. O Indra, hear their calling, they invite thee to the sacrifice. Hymn 143. Agni. 1. To Agni I present a newer mightier hymn, I bring my words and song unto the Son of Strength. Who, offspring of the waters, bearing precious things sits on the earth, in season, dear invoking priest. 2. Soon as he sprang to birth that Agni was shown forth to Mathar's ven in the highest firmament. When he was kindled, through his power and majesty his fiery splendor made the heavens and earth to shine. 3. His flames that wax not old, beams fair to look upon of him whose face is lovely, shine with beauteous sheen. The rays of Agni, him whose active force is light, through the nights glimmer sleepless, ageless, like the floods. 4. Send thou with hymns that Agni to his own abode, who rules, one sovereign lord of wealth, like Varuna. Him, all-possessor, whom the Bhrigus with their might brought to earth's central point, the center of the world. 5. He whom no force can stay, even as the Maruts roar, like to a dart sent forth, even as the bolt from heaven. Agni with sharpened jaws chews up and catch the trees, and conquers them as when the warrior smites his foes. 6. And will not Agni find enjoyment in our praise, will not the Vasi grant our wish with gifts of wealth? Will not the Inspirer speed our prayers to gain their end? Him with the radiant glance one. Laud with this my song. 7. The kindler of the flame wins Agni as a friend, promoter of the law, whose face is bright with oil. Inflamed and keen, refulgent in our gatherings, he lifts our hymn. On high clad in his radiant hues. 8. Keep us incessantly with guards that cease not, Agni, with guards auspicious, very mighty. With guards that never slumber, never heedless, never beguiled. O Helper, keep our children. Hymn 144. Agni. 1. The priest goes forth to sacrifice, with wondrous power sending aloft the hymn of glorious brilliancy. He moves to meet the ladles turning to the right, which are the first to kiss the place where he abides. 2. To him sang forth the flowing streams of holy law, encompassed in the home and birthplace of the god. He, when he dwelt extended in the water's lap, absorbed those godlike powers for which he is adored. 3. Seeking in course altern to reach the self-same end, the two co-partners strive to win this beauteous form. Like Bhaga must he be duly invoked by us, as he who drives the car holds fast the horse's reins. 4. He whom the two co-partners with observance tend, the pair who dwell together in the same abode. By night as in the day the grey one was born young, passing untouched by eld through many an age of man. 5. Him the 10 fingers, the devotions, animate, we mortals call on him a god to give us help. He speeds over the sloping surface of the land, new deeds hath he performed with those who gird him round. 6. 4. Agni, like a herdsman, thou by thine own might rulest o'er all that is in heaven and on the earth. And these two mighty ones, bright, golden closely joined, rolling them round are come unto thy sacred grass. 7. Agni, accept with joy, be gladding this our prayer, joy-giver, self-sustained, strong, born of holy law. For fair to see art thou turning to every side, pleasant to look on as a dwelling filled with food. Hymn 145. Agni. 1. Ask ye of him for he is come, he knoweth it, he, full of wisdom, is implored, is now implored. With him are admonitions and with him commands, he is the Lord of strength, the Lord of power and might. 2. They ask of him, not all learn by their questioning what he, the sage, hath grasped, as 'twere, with his own mind. Forgetting not the former nor the later word, he goeth on, not careless, in his mental power. 3. To him these ladles go, to him these racing mares, he only will give ear to all the words I speak. All speeding, victor, perfecter of sacrifice, the babe with flawless help hath mustered vigorous might. 4. Waiter he meets he grasps and then runs farther on, and straightway, newly born, creeps forward with his kin. He stirs the wearied man to pleasure and great joy what time the longing gifts approach him as he comes. 5. He is a wild thing of the flood and forest, he hath been laid upon the highest surface. He hath declared the lore of works to mortals, Agni the wise, for he knows law, the truthful. Hymn 146. Agni. 1. I laud the seven-rayed, the triple-headed, Agni all-perfect in his parents' bosom. Sunk in the lap of all that moves and moves not, him who hath filled all luminous realms of heaven. 2. As a great steer he grew to these his parents, sublime stands. Untouched by eld, far-reaching. He plants his footsteps on the lofty ridges of the broad earth, his red flames lick the udder. 3. Coming together to their common youngling both cows, fair-shaped, spread forth in all directions. Measuring out the paths that must be traveled, entrusting all desires to him the mighty. 4. The prudent sages lead him to his dwelling, guarding with varied skill the ever-youthful. Longing, they turned their eyes unto the river, to these the Son of Man was manifested. 5. Born noble in the regions, aim of all men's eyes to be implored for life by great and small alike. Far as the wealthy one hath spread himself abroad, he is the sire all visible of this progeny. Hymn 147. Agni. 1. How, Agni, have the radiant ones, aspiring, endued thee with the vigor of the living, so that on both sides fostering seed and offspring, the gods may joy in holy law's fulfillment? 2. Mark this my speech, Divine One, thou, most youthful, offered to thee by him who gives most freely. One hates thee, and another sings thy praises, I thine adorer laud thy form. O Agni. 3. Thy guardian rays, O Agni, when they saw him, preserved blind Mamata from affliction. Lord of all riches, he preserved the pious, the foes who fain would harm them did no mischief. 4. The sinful man who worships not, O Agni, who, offering not, harms us with double dealing, Be this in turn to him a heavy sentence, may he distress himself by his revilings. 5. Yea, when a mortal knowingly, O Victor, injures with double tongue a fellow mortal. From him, praised Agni. Save thou him that lauds thee, bring us not into trouble and affliction. Hymn 138. Agni. 1. What matter is Vin, piercing, formed by friction, herald of all the gods, in varied figure? Is he whom they have set mid human houses, gay-hued as light and shining forth for beauty? 2. They shall not harm the man who brings thee praises, such as I am, Agni my help approves me. All acts of mine shall they accept with pleasure, laudation from the singer who presents it. 3. Him in his constant seat men skilled in worship have taken and with praises have established. As, harnessed to a chariot fleet-foot horses, at his command let bearers lead him forward. 4. Wondrous, full many a thing he chews and crunches, he shines amid the wood with spreading brightness. Upon his glowing flames the wind blows daily, driving them like the keen shaft of an archer. 5. Him, whom while yet in embryo the hostile, both skilled and fain to harm, may never injure. Men blind and sightless through his splendor hurt not, his never-failing lovers have preserved him. Hymn 149. Agni. 1. Hither he hastens to give, Lord of great riches, King of the mighty, to the place of treasure. Lie-pressing stones shall serve him speeding near us. 2. As steer of men so steer of earth and heaven by glory, he whose streams all life hath drunken. Who hasting forward rests upon the altar. 3. He who hath lighted up the joyous castle, wise courser like the steed of cloudy heaven. Bright like the sun, with hundredfold existence. 4. He, doubly born, hath spread in his effulgence through the three luminous realms, through all the regions. Best sacrificing priest where waters gather. 5. Priest doubly born, he through his love of glory hath in his keeping all things worth the choosing. The man who brings him gifts hath noble offspring. Hymn 150. Agni. 1. Agni, thy faithful servant I call upon thee with many a gift. As in the keeping of the great inciting God. 2. Thou who ne'er movest thee to aid the indolent, the godless man. Him who the wealthy never brings an offering. 3. Splendid, O singer, is that man, mightiest of the great in heaven. Agni, may we be foremost, we thy worshippers. Hymn 151. Mitra and Varuna. 1. Heaven and earth trembled at the might and voice of him, whom, loved and holy one, helper of all mankind. The wise who longed for spoil and fight for kine brought forth with power, a friend, mid waters, at the sacrifice. 2. As these, like friends, have done this work for you, these prompt servants of Payumal Hosoma offerer. Give mental power to him who sings the sacred song, and hearken, strong ones, to the master of the house. 3. The folk have glorified your birth from earth and heaven, to be extolled. Ye strong ones, for your mighty power. Ye, when ye bring to singer and the right, enjoy the sacrifice performed with holy praise and strength. 4. The people prospers, Ajuras, whom ye dearly love, ye, righteous ones. Proclaim aloud the holy law. That efficacious power that comes from lofty heaven, ye bind unto the work, as to the pole on O10. 5. On this great earth ye send your treasure down with might, unstained by dust, the crowding kine are in the stalls. Here in the neighborhood they cry unto the sun at morning and at evening, like swift birds of prey. 6. The flames with curling tresses serve your sacrifice, whereto ye sing the song, Mitra and Varuna. Send down of your free will, prosper our holy songs, ye are sole masters of the singer's hymn of praise. 7. Whoso with sacrifices toiling brings you gifts, and worships, sage and priest, fulfilling your desire, to him do ye draw nigh and taste his sacrifice. Come well inclined to us unto our songs and prayer. 8. With sacrifices and with milk they deck you first, ye righteous ones, as if through stirrings of the mind. To you they bring their hymns with their collected thought, while ye with earnest soul come to us gloriously. 9. Rich strength of life is yours, ye, heroes, have obtained through your surpassing powers rich far extending might. Not the past days conjoined with nights, not rivers, not the papists have attained your godhead and your wealth. Hymn 152. Mitra Varuna. 1. The robes which ye put on abound with fatness, uninterrupted courses are your counsels. All falsehood, Mitra Varuna, ye conquer, and closely cleave unto the law eternal. 2. This might of theirs hath no one comprehended. True is the crushing word the sage hath uttered. The fearful four-edged bolt smites down the three-edged, and those who hate the gods first fall and perish. 3. The footless maid precedeth footed creatures. Who marketh, Mitra Varuna, this your doing? The babe unborn supporteth this world's birth, Fui filleth law and overcometh falsehood. 4. We look on him the darling of the maidens, always advancing, never falling downward. Wearing inseparable, widespread raiment, Mitra's and Varuna's delightful glory. 5. Unbridled courser, horn but not of horses, neighing he fleeth on with back uplifted. The youthful love mystery thought surpassing, praising in Mitra Varuna, its glory. 6. May the milch kine who favor Mamate prosper in this world, him who loves devotion. May he, well skilled in rites, be food, and calling Aditi with his lips give us assistance. 7. Gods, Mitra Varuna, with love and worship, let me make you delight in this oblation. May our prayer be victorious in battles, may we have rain from heaven to make us prosper. Hymn 153. Mitra Varuna. 1. We worship with our reverence and oblations you, Mitra Varuna. Accordant, mighty. So that with us, ye twain whose backs are sprinkled with oil, the priests with oil and hymns support you. 2. Your praise is like a mighty power, an impulse, to you, twain gods, a well-formed hymn is offered. As the priest Dexion, strong ones, in assemblies, and the prince feign to worship you for blessings. 3. O Mitra Varuna, Aditi the milch cow streams for the right, for folk who bring oblation. When in the assembly he who worships moves you, like to a human priest, with gifts presented. 4. So may the kind and heavenly waters pour you sweet drink and families that make you joyful. Of this may he, the ancient house lord, give us. Enjoy, drink of the milk the cow provideth. Hymn 154. Vishnu. 1. I will declare the mighty deeds of Vishnu, of him who measured out the earthly regions, who propped the highest place of congregation, thrice setting down his footstep, widely striding. 2. For this his mighty deed is Vishnu lauded, like some wild beast, dread, prowling, mountain roaming. He within whose 3 wide extended paces all living creatures have their habitation. 3. Let the hymn lift itself as strength to Vishnu, the bull far striding, dwelling on the mountains. Him who alone with triple step hath measured this common dwelling place. Long, far extended. 4. Him whose 3 places that are filled with sweetness, imperishable, joy as it may list them. Who verily alone upholds the threefold, the earth, the heaven, and all living creatures. 5. May I attain to that his well-loved mansion where men devoted to the gods are happy. For there springs, close akin to the wide strider, the well of Meath and Vishnu's highest footstep. 6. Fain would we go unto your dwelling places where there are many horned and nimble oxen. For mightily, there, shineth down upon us the widely striding bull's sublimest mansion. Hymn 155. Vishnu Indra. 1. To the great hero, him who sets his mind thereon, and Vishnu, praise aloud in song your draught of juice, Gods ne'er beguiled, who born as 'twere by noblest deed, have stood upon the lofty ridges of the hills. 2. Your soma drinker keeps afar your furious rush, Indra and Vishnu, when ye come with all your might. That which hath been directed well at mortal man, bow-armed Kursanu's arrow, ye turn far aside. 3. These offerings increase his mighty manly strength, he brings both parents down to share the genial flow. He lowers, though a son, the Father's highest name, the third is that which is high in the light of heaven. 4. We laud this manly power of him the mighty one, preserver, inoffensive, bounteous and benign. His who strode, widely pacing, with 3 steppings forth over the realms of earth for freedom and for life. 5. A mortal man, when he beholds 2 steps of him who looks upon the light, is restless with amaze. But his 3rd step doth no one venture to approach, no, nor the feathered birds of air who fly with wings. 6. He, like a rounded wheel, hath in swift motion set his 90 racing steeds together with the 4. Developed, vast in form, with those who sing forth praise, a youth, no more a child, he cometh to our call. Hymn 156. Vishnu. 1. Far shining, widely famed, going thy wonted way, fed with the oil, be helpful, Mitra-like, to us. So, Vishnu, e'en the wise must swell thy song of praise, and he who hath oblations pay thee solemn rites. 2. He who brings gifts to him the ancient and the last, to Vishnu who ordains, together with his spouse, who tells the lofty birth of him the lofty one, shall verily surpass in glory in his peer. 3. Him have ye satisfied, singers, as well as ye know, primeval germ of order even from his birth. Ye, knowing e'en his name, have told it forth, may we, Vishnu, enjoy the grace of thee the mighty one. 4. The sovereign Varuna and both the Athvins wait on this the will of him who guides the marred host. Vishnu hath power supreme and mightily outfinds the day, and with his friend unbars the stable of the kine. 5. Even he the heavenly one who came for fellowship, Vishnu to Indra, godly to the gaudier, who maker, throned in 3 worlds, helps the Aryan man, and gives the worshipper his share of holy law.